Alright. I turned the Wi-Fi off. I don't know what the blaze is going on here. If things don't change, sometimes I'm going to contact the cable company and either have them run a fresh line or something. There's absolutely no reason why I should be dropping signal. We are one of maybe 10 houses on this block, and the cable lines are brand new. So there's no reason. It's not like we're running old lines that have been dirty and dry rotted. So this is getting old real quick. So what's up, Aaron? We'll give everybody a minute to catch back in and notice that we're gone. So it just locked up and froze for no apparent reason. Because we've got full signal out here. We've got, no problem with connection. I turned the Wi-Fi off and I'm just running on the cell tower right now. So unfortunately, even though I drop a stupid amount of money every month for the connection, maybe running on the cell is actually more efficient. I don't know. So, but either way, we were just talking about the different things needed to be to go to finals for ACCL and for Base Wars. And they're pretty similar with each other. The amount of shows you got to show up to versus the point system. So anybody has any questions about it, you can either message myself for ACCL, or you can message Russell for Base Wars, and we'll give you all the information. I know for his org they have basewars.com, which is the website that has all the rules and everything on it. For us, we're not that high level. We're just ACCL on Facebook, and under the Files tab, there's a list of the rules and things like that. So, excuse me. So, like I said, we'll give Russell a minute to kick in and get that back going. Because, hey, there we go. Come on. Accept. Yes. Give it a couple minutes to connect up.
Heyo.
Dude. You know what, man? I just turned off my Wi-Fi.
I saw that coming. I saw it coming. It was real glitchy. Like, your voice was good, but the video was, like, real sporadic, and I was going to be like, I don't know. You look crystal clear now. What'd you do? You went to 5G, not 2.4?
No. No, funny enough, I took it off my Wi-Fi.
Oh, well, your cell phone has better reception than your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Your Wi-Fi's probably on the other side of the house.
Dude, no, we've got the mesh unit. So we've got we've got the main hub at the end of the house, and then we've got
access points.
Yeah, I want to say we have two boosters or two access points, one at the center of the house and one at the end. Inevitably, what I need to do is put one out in the garage too.
Yeah, for sure. That'll run our line.
Well, or get up off my duff and get all the stuff in my tech room situated.
Yeah, definitely do that. I'll be over there soon. Well, I'll help you organize.
You know what it is, honestly? And this is, whether Melissa wants to admit it or not, it's now considered a dump room. So anytime, like when we cleared stuff out of the living room for Christmas, all Sarah's stuff went and stacked up in the tech room. She had like a little kitchen and stuff like that. So all that stuff stacked up in there right now. So I can't even get the door open to get to my workbench. So that'll be a project to work on. Every week I say I'm going to work on. Every week something else comes up.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
We just learn to throw stuff away. That's it. Just throw stuff away.
God.
Just send your kid to somewhere, and then as long as you throw the toy away when they're not home, boom. That's my plan. That's Chelsea's plan.
I used to have this rule that got vetoed. It was the 90-day rule.
Oh yeah.
Right? Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Stuff it somewhere. If you don't use it in 3 months, then
get rid of it.
With the exception of sentimental value and holiday.
Cool. Yeah, you're right.
I can't go through my Christmas stuff in February and be like, well, I don't know. It's April. I haven't used it yet.
I don't know. I'm not huge on holidays. Like even this 4th of July, I don't set off fireworks. Christmas, I'll set up a tree, but I have the same tree I get a fake tree. I have it set up every year. I have the same sentimental ornaments that I just put back on, and it's just the least amount of stuff possible. You know, my garage is trash though because I keep everything for myself. Like, oh man, I'm gonna use this one kicker speaker I got out from '93 that's rusted on the back, but this speaker is worth it to me.
There will be a day.
There will be a day. I still haven't found that day. So now I'm getting to a point where I just give stuff away.
I've got in my tech room, because I used to, well, I still do for friends, but I used to do computer repair. So of course I had in my house I had before, they were stacked up on top of each other. This was back before laptops became such a big, as they are now, and everybody had desktops. So I had desktop frames like stacked up enough to be a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved from that house to this house, 99% of that got thrown away. I pulled the RAM out and a couple of video cards and stuff that could be reused, but the land of the desktops is pretty much no longer. So fast forward a bit to here, and now I have a rack full of old laptops.
They take up
Now,
less space.
that's it right there. That was my logic on it. But I'm like, this is an old freaking single core Pentium 2. I mean, or whatever. When the hell is that ever going to be? So I may bring those out for target practice next time we're out here shooting the pew-pews.
Okay.
So,
No,
but
I'm
yeah.
looking at investing in a new laptop. I want a gaming laptop though, a gaming PC, either PC or laptop. I don't know. We'll find out.
Hold on, did I just hear Chelsea say no in the middle of you saying that?
No, what are you talking about?
Like I heard, it was in between. You're like, and I'm gonna get and it's just, and I hear no.
Realistically, this one guy I work with, he keeps like, yo, you need to buy one, you need to buy one. And I'm like, bro, I have so many wants, but I don't want to buy anything. Like, I want to buy all my stereo stuff. And I'm like, I want to, but then I don't want to spend any money. So I'm like, I have a game plan what I want to do with my system and what I want. Yes, you know. And I'm like, but I also just like, I have it, but I'm like, do I want to? Like, I'm going to eventually. It's just one of those things. It takes a lot to get over the hump.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a whole game plan. So this is the point of the conversation. It's I have so much game plan. Like I'm a planner. I'm focused. Like I don't like waiting for the last minute for stuff to change. I'm not good with change. So for me, it's how do all of you handle the last minute changes right before a show or right before an event and stuff? Like how does that work? Because on my thing, it would be a disaster for me to be like, I'm going to go to a show to compete in my sound quality and be like, oh, I'm going to change my speakers out the night before. Are you
exactly?
kidding me?
I don't get this because I know like it with my setup prior to this. Let's go back to the days to the Pathfinder. And I knew on that one, the head unit had to be set at 31. Need to start on this point of the track. Need to have my bass level up to, my knob up to that, and then press play, and that's great. I don't get how people could just all of a sudden be like, man, I feel like a new amplifier. And they put a new amp in and they go to a show. Or, like, God, for your field, for the SQ, that's got to make a major amount of sand in the gears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, whether it's for, and like when you texted me and all that stuff, I'm like, dang, like one of the topics I was thinking of is like, is changing out equipment always a benefit? Like so many people change out equipment all the time. They don't always gain from it. Or why do they always compare to X brand over this stuff like that? So for me, it's, I'm asking myself all these like questions and I'm like, the big question is why do people have to change it last minute? Like for me, it's I'm a planner. Like, I want this stuff. I do my research, and that's what it is. I understand new technology comes out and new things come out, but for the most part, it's if you like low bass, there's subwoofers designed for that. If you like SPL, there's subwoofers designed to that. There's certain things that you're trying to go for, but certain people like to change it last minute, and then they get mad when the results don't end up what they want to be.
The fine print on that one that I can somewhat, if I had to find logic in this situation, because I'm unfortunately the type of person that can't just take I toggle that switch and nothing happened and walk away. I got to figure out why. There has to be a logic behind it. So the only logic I could find for last minute swaps would be something to the equivalency of you are piecemealing your system when you get the money to build.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got low level equipment right now, and then once you got some money, well, now I'm going to buy a better head unit. And then once you got some money, and then you replace your equipment as go, right?
Yeah.
But even on the same as that, I don't, because you know your equipment for what it is at that moment. Why are you going to take the chance, like a week before a show or something like that, to roll the dice that something's going to be better?
Yeah. Especially with a lot of people that this isn't a lot of people's full-time jobs. I guarantee 90% of the people that do this, 95, I would say even higher, don't do this for a living. Like I do. I'm fortunate enough to do it for a living. You work in an industry where you do it for a living, but for the majority of them, they don't. So how much time and effort do you have to devote upon your family, your friend, like everything else going on to be like, I'm going to change this right now, like because somebody told me it was going to be better or something like that. I mean, I guess people try to, you know.
It's and I've seen this, and you probably can too if you think about it, where somebody will get not so much heckled, but be told so much that, well, that'd be great if you ran brand B. Well, that would sound awesome if you had brand Z in here. Oh, dude, that's freaking, you got this and got that, but brand Q would sound so much better. So I think that things of that nature kind of lure people away from the route in which I believe they should take, and more of a, well, I need to change this because everybody says the best. I heard a commercial one time, and I want to say it was for Honda, and what it was showing is the reviews of other vehicles are saying to themselves, we're rated at the same quality as Honda. Our speeds are matching that of a Honda. And this was like Toyota saying it, Nissan saying it, Chevrolet saying it, where, our statistics are as high as your average Honda. And their commercial was, when everybody is basing themselves off of you, where do you go?
Yeah.
And with car audio, I believe that for some portions of it, that could be a false direction.
Yeah, because everyone knows the two brands. There's two major brands out there. Because if a customer comes in and tells me one of the two brands, I already know how this conversation's going to go. So it really comes down to it. And I mean, I can tell you right off the top of my head, but there's two brands that everyone compares to because everyone's got a friend that has something of those and they just wanted the same thing. But does that company have to meet their expectations? Like, you're just comparing it off something else. Like, just because your friend has something doesn't mean it's the best fit for you. So,
and now let's turn that also. Just because your friend has something that doesn't sound as good, there's still a whole bunch of tangents on why. It could be that their electrical system is not strong enough to power the amplifier, so the amplifier is not working to its fullest potential. It could be that that their amplifier is perfectly fine, but they're running a 1,000-watt amplifier on a Sundown Z series, or something like that, where it's not getting the fullest it can out of the speakers. So that's something else to take into a very strong consideration, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's I don't know. It's just I guess it's a lot of people's reference points not knowing other things. Like I said, with my when I went to the show 2 weeks ago with my brother's never sat in something that was doing close to 60s, and he sat in it, and he didn't even get in it. He stood at the window, and they played it, and he was like, "Holy shit! Like this is the loudest thing I've ever heard." And I'm like, "Yeah, the perspective changing." He's like, "What brand is it?" And I'm like, "You've never heard of it." And he's like, "Oh shit, you know." So it
Yeah.
changes people's perspective. I'm like, my brother's an old school, so it's like, yo, let me get some old school Rockfords and old school, Punch series, back when he had his 412s in his Caprice wagon, his shit banged back in the day. It was loud. It was one of the louder systems his friend had, or you had 215s in a CRX back in the day that banged, but
You were kidding.
they're not the same equivalent to what it is now.
No. It's like I've said it before. It's like living around here in Brooksville, which is, a little country town. It's not a big city or anything of the sort. So there's not really a high amount of anything. And with my little system, I thought I was king. And then I went to a show in Tampa, and well, my system was about like what their mids are, you know.
Yep.
And then seeing all that, you're like, well, shoot. So, but sometimes that's what it takes to light somebody up, to go to a show, to see what's out there, to see where you actually rank in comparison to other people's in the field, in the industry for that matter. I'm thinking when it comes down to it, that really is one of the best investigative parts you can do, is the hands-on portion of actually going to a show, seeing the show, seeing who runs what, how it reacts, go from there.
Yeah. One of the comments I just read very quickly, because I'm not the fastest reader, was like, do your homework and figure out what equipment it is and stuff. And you're exactly right. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, doing your homework is a big part of it, until companies change new products and stuff like that. I mean, but I think we talked about this last week on like R&D side. These companies, it takes years before any of this stuff actually comes out. So, there is some knowledge base to what is behind this product and stuff. They have tested it. They know what its expectations are. They know what it's doing. They are the professionals, quote unquote, calling it, So trust the higher ups in the industry. No, not higher up, but
Experienced.
correct. Most manufacturers know what they're doing and stuff like that. There are certain speakers that sound better than other speakers, just because of the materials and design and everything like that. So it is doing it long enough to get that experience and grow to certain aspects of the field. Not every company is going to be a JL or Rockford or Kicker. They're never going to happen. I mean, all these smaller companies wish they could, but without their figuring out their company out and doing it and promoting it and then doing it well as well, it helps a lot. So,
Yeah, it's the experience. It's not only the engineering, not only the hours and hours of work that go into something, but it's also the experience of trial and error.
Yep.
I personally think it's funny when somebody says that everything in their vehicle is this brand. I've got all brand Z, head unit brand Z, amplifiers, brand Z speakers, mids, highs, everything's brand Z. Those usually sound the worst because I've yet to find a company that makes the best head unit and the best mids and highs amplifier and the best sub amplifier and the best mids and the best sub and and best everything. It doesn't exist. And I'm even talking for US Amps. US Amps doesn't even make a head unit. So, if you're a brand chaser on that note, then you wouldn't really choose something that doesn't make everything, I wouldn't think, because you got to have everything the same.
Yeah.
But I have heard a lot of Fosgate. Fosgate makes some, for persons like myself, make some pretty darn good mids and highs,
Mm-hmm.
make some good mids and highs amplifiers. Their subs, no, they're great for an old man in a Corvette
Yeah,
that just has.
they're modern. Modern.
Exactly.
Yeah. The old
Exactly.
school ones are much different.
Okay.
The HX2s and stuff like that, they had HX2s that were really nice subs back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Just it. Over time, they changed to a different company. They're for
Okay.
they're for the masses now.
Okay. I get that. But I've also seen with a lot of the bigger companies that back in the days they were the top, they were the kings,
Mm-hmm.
but everything about them stayed about here when everyone else is still going, when the rest of the industry was still advancing and still building their subwoofers at a different level or finding that 8-layer coil versus a 4, something like that, where Company A stood their ground on what they built. I kind of figured that'd be like if Ford still made the Model T. It was great in its time, but industry advanced,
Yeah.
and you got to go with it.
Yeah. It's progression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone needs progression. And we're not saying this topic isn't about saying change is a bad thing. It's I guess changing at the last minute with it's without a guaranteed or unexpected answers. How about that? It's still untested and unproved and stuff like that. We keep talking about audio companies. For an audio company to do it, that's easy. That's what they do. That's their lives. For a competitor or something like that doesn't know, that's like, hey, I'm going to swap my amp out because I hear this amp is the greatest amp ever, blah, blah, blah. And they get it and they're like, shit, this amp sucks because it draws too much current from my system and now it sucks. They're going to be like, but at the end of the day, it's still last minute changes. It's like, hey, did you know what it did? Did you know this stuff? You're behind the ball already instead of behind it. It's like I said, the comments is do your research on it and stuff like that first. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Well, and
wondering
also,
if that's a thing that competitors do or not.
no, and it's also use common sense. Because, for example, the Merlin 10K that US Amps released recently, that amp is a beast. It has got 4 power inputs and it's got 4 ground inputs. So it's got quad inputs for the power side of it. All of them are 0 gauge. We suggest running it bigger just so you can feed it and it doesn't starve. But then after they got shipped out, about a week later, we got a couple of messages from people. Hey, I hooked this up. It's it pulls my electric down so hard. It's like, okay, well, what are you running? Well, I've got a 45 amp hour Yinglong back there, and we're like, okay, ugh. What kind of alternator are you feeding it with? Well, it's got the factory alternator in it. Well, come on, buddy. You need something that can power a small village, and you're happy if you get above 30 amps. Come on, man. Use the common sense on stuff.
Yep.
And I think that right there strengthens what we're talking about also is do the research and don't do rational last minute decisions. I know a lot of people, to add to this, a lot of people will not play their equipment for a long time period before made a deal. Never mind swap it out for anything because they don't want to take a chance of something not being right and their numbers that have been consistent all season to they blow a sub at the last minute or something, so that they'll park their vehicles and just charge them.
With that being because you're more of an SPL guy than me, and I've competed, but never seriously all it. Why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't you want to like test it the week before or something like that? Not at max volume, but at a, reasonable platform to make sure everything is running like the day or two before. Shit, I turn on my laptop 2 days before every show and I make sure Term Lab works and everything's up to date and all that shit's good. I like I said, I am the last one like when shit doesn't work out, it drives me up a wall. So for me, it's like, okay, I got to check everything to make sure everything's good.
Yeah, and that's the fine line. I'm 100% with you on that. my thing when I had the Pathfinder, and the only reason I referenced that truck is because it was my daily driver. I didn't have another vehicle. We had another vehicle, but it was, we had our own vehicles kind of deal. It wasn't like it is now where I've got the Suburban, I've got the GMC, and then we got the Honda. It was only two vehicles we had. So I had to daily drive it, and I lack self-control. I will 100% admit that. When it comes to the volume knob, I lack self-control completely. So I would still drive with it on, but I knew my system enough to know that I had everything tuned down on it because I'm an idiot and I know I'll blow my shit. So I kept everything tuned at not even a soft clip. I kept it a perfectly rounded wave. My amps never got warm. Everything was always perfect. Even then, I would still, about the month before a big show, Eastbound or Made of Steel, or one of the big shows back at Slam Fest, way back in the days actually. I would not turn my bass knob up more than like enough to fill it with good music. I wouldn't try to break windows out. So, because I know by luck I would blow something. The truck would catch fire most likely. It just happened to be that one day.
I think we spoke about this before too. That when I was competing, I literally would not play my stereo until I metered it. Like that's how I learned to compete. The people, and I was in New Hampshire when I started competing. So I'm like, that's just the way it was. It was you come to compete and that's it, You came with a finished build, you came with it, you knew what it was gonna do, or you had an idea of what it was gonna do. You talked to people that competed before and you go from it like that. You don't beat the whole way there and then you get to the show and be like, I blew my sub, so I'm not gonna do it. Like, no, you never did that. Never did.
So that was the funny Donald Calger when he was consistently running in the lanes with he had the Betty White was his Crown Vic he had, and
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When we were setting up, before I even unlocked the trailer to get the canopy out, he was already sitting in the lanes. And we're like, yo, we're going to be another 30, 35 minutes till it's going to be 7. He goes, I know. Because he knew that if he went out and demoed out and then came to like, he would always blow his equipment. Mm-hmm. Every single show, that man would launch something. And it wasn't because his system was bad. I'm not talking bad of his system at all, or any of his systems. He's always had just superb equipment. But he lacked self-control, and he would demo the hell out. And next person would come knocking on the window. Okay, hop on in. Okay, hop on in. Okay, and he would do 15, 20 demos in a row, back to back to back to back. Florida Sun doesn't take any prisoners.
Nope.
Roast it. Shoot it right out. So he knew of that. So he would make it a point to run the lanes for myself and, whatever the orgs he was running and get that done out of the way, and then go and blow his equipment. Yep. So at least he got points and got something up on the board.
Yep. Even with that, so with that being said, I'm going to backtrack on the whole reason why we started the conversation. It's like, how many times do you have to blow your equipment up before you start looking for a different type to be like, hey man, I blew it up. I know it's my fault. It's not the equipment's fault. But then at what point is it to be like, oh, I need to upgrade this or upgrade that? Like, what's the next step? Now, it doesn't have to be at the last minute, but how do people figure out when that is,
You would think at a show, you would find that, well, since I put that new amp in, my voltage is dropping real bad. Mm-hmm. So in between shows, you figure something like that would be made pretty much after that show. Financially, obviously, is a factor in this one.
Yeah. A lot of it's financially. I know that.
Yeah.
Thinking about it logically, yeah, that's what it is.
But that would make the most sense. That would make, for myself, if I've got new equipment, I try to get in, get it tuned, get everything right on it, and take the time doing it and not feel pushed to hurry up and get it done. But on the same note, I'm the leader of procrastinators. Yeah. So like the trailer, it's been, we didn't have any show. We had the show in May, Made of Steel. Mm-hmm. Had nothing in June. We've got a show next week. I haven't even opened the trailer since that show. I've got all the stuff over here to get more organized because I make notes in my head on, okay, well this needs to be tied down. We need to put hooks there, but blah blah. I've got the whole thing in my head to do, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes.
Hmm.
So this week I kind of took off from doing anything else aside from getting that damn trailer up and going, up to par for that matter.
So you're the
So
perfect person to talk to about this conversation. Got it.
yeah, I do connect. There's been one of the
I'm not targeting anyone, by the way. I didn't
oh
pick this because I didn't pick this because Jason said something to me or anything like that. He literally texted me randomly. So this
yeah.
is random thought, and coincidentally, it worked out well. So
I have actually installed on the Friday before Daytona Spring Break Nationals, drove to Daytona, dropped the equipment off in the auditorium, then took the Pathfinder to the parking garage, and we hooked all the wiring up and tuned it in the parking garage Friday night before the show Saturday
nice.
uh, that we were running. And the messed up is that was when I was working with Chris Kraus
Mm-hmm.
and Melanie Hochul at Raw Customs, and it's not like we didn't have. It's not like the equipment we were having a problem getting. It was all there. We just did this, did that. Chris built the box for it. We got that done. That pack of my stuff. It just kept getting pushed off, kept getting brushed off. It's something that Melissa really says I do a lot. Is I put myself on the bottom and worry about other things first, other people first, and never worry about myself. So that was the prime example of that. Now I'm just lazy. I'll admit it.
Oh, okay. No,
Lack of initiative.
put everyone in front of me. So for me, I'll get
Yeah.
to Mario eventually. I will. I got a game plan. I know what I want to do. I know how to get it to where it needs to be.
Well, you and I need to get together because I have some equipment for you.
I know. I,
So
I know.
yeah.
Like, so it's just trying to get everything situated and do that route. But again, it's not last minute. I'm not going to be like, shit, Slamfest is coming up and they're doing sound quality. I'm not going to just be like, I'm going to drop all the money, get the system, and just throw it in there. No, I want to go to the show and be prepared and then be like, all right, bam. Like for you, when you did that show in Daytona Beach, did you expect to get first place or anything like that, even knowing you did it the night of, whether or not you did get first place or not? It's one of those things where it's like you did it last minute. What's your expectations at that point when you wait for the last minute on changing stuff? Do you just automatically expect better results because you put better subs in or you change it to a bigger amp? Do they just automatically do it? Because the next question is, or the next statement after that, oh, I just got this new amp, but it's not tuned right.
Yep.
Don't you think a tuned amp, even if it's less power, is better than an amp that's not tuned?
Oh, 100%.
So,
Because an untuned amp could be putting out half the power. You'll know it's untuned.
mm-hmm. So that
So
that was it. That was just one of those like, how do people get their expectations on changing stuff at the last minute?
I think there's a bunch of stuff behind the scenes that we don't really think about. That it could be that they just got their equipment just came in. They've been waiting on it. It's been on back order or something like that. It could be their funds finally came up like they've been saving up. They finally got enough money to buy it at the last minute. There's a bunch of different tangents in there, but I'll say for myself, and I'm sure you're the same, that if I've got new equipment in the vehicle, I don't open it up for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The only show that counts is finals.
Yep.
So what's the use of blowing the equipment? Gosh, the Merlins that I have in there now, the Merlin X I have in there now, I've had them in there for a couple months now. I'm just now going full ham on them, and they're waking up, they're opening up, and God, I think it's violent. But if you do it right off the bat, you cause more damage to your system than really you think it should have. You've upgraded all your equipment, and then you beat the bejesus out of the minute you put it in there. I think you take a better chance of damaging a lot of stuff. In my opinion, anyhow. Let's see here. Yeah, Chris Compton, some builds humble you real quick. You ain't wrong on that, man. Yep. Aaron says laptop is easier to replace than a system component. Drew on that. End of the year. Oh, yeah. Uh, trailers and kids' kitchens. Let's go, bro. That must have been part of the conversation we were talking. I should be paying more attention to these.
I read that too at the time, and I didn't know what it meant.
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad then. So, what's up, Mr. Dempsey? How you doing, brother? Let's see. Kevin, I rolled up to slam it with Swain with a blown sub and had Corey bring me my new sub so we would be there with or without working equipment. That's awesome. To back what Russell said, though, I think for SPL, that is a lot different than for, sound quality or anything. SPL, I turned on the subs go boom. Yay! That's it. Kevin's truck is that thing is freaking wicked. It's a good clean build, and it blows some shit around. There's no question about it.
What does Kevin have?
He's got the Burb. I cannot remember exactly one of the big SUVs. I cannot remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. Mainly because it's 10 o'clock at night, and
I get it.
Mm-hmm. But. Oh yeah, well shoot, Dempsey. That's right. I can't. Was it last year or year before last? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was year before last. He had just gotten a beautiful Tahoe, and had fully built, and everything was up to his stuff with all the DC audio and just awesome. And he told me, he's like, yeah, he goes, I just got this thing on the road yesterday, and he drove it all the way to Blaze to Virginia. So.
Okay.
TDH is a different beast, though. That's the type of show that if you gotta catch a Greyhound bus to go to it, Dempsey and the rest of the TDH guys, that's their thing. They'll make it happen. They'll get there. Okay. So
I still haven't been to that one. I'll go to that one. I don't know when, but I will go to it.
I don't think it's going anywhere. So
maybe my schedule will open up next year. Who knows?
I've always got an extra back seat. No, we don't, because Nikki rides back there. That's right. Yeah, Melissa, Nikki, and I in a pickup truck. That's humbling. So we have all the luggage is in the bed of the truck. There's nothing in the actual back cab because Nikki is about 6 foot tall, and so when she sits back there, she sits on one side with her legs diagonal. So, but riding like a queen. Because she's all laid back, all comfortable, like she's laying in a damn recliner.
Sleeping in the back.
And it works out perfect because Melissa's like 5'3", so she doesn't move the seat back far anyways. So yeah, but
it's meant to be.
Yeah, Dempsey says 2 years ago drove from New Jersey to TDH, and then did a 160 fresh from the barn. His truck was a true barn find. It was. Yeah, so but that's freaking.
There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to make anyone upset by saying the statements on like what makes people wait for the last minute. I understand budget. I understand, and then you brought up it's like the emotional connection of like, oh shit, I just got it. Like emotional. Like I'm so excited to do it. Whether it's better or worse, I'm just excited to do something, the change. So they will literally hook it up at 2 a.m. in the morning and drive to the show at 4 a.m. So I guess it's the excitement of it rather than the expectation of doing it to be better type deal. Because they'll drive to the show and just let their friend tune it and be like, all right, better than what it was.
Hey, I got the multimeter. Let's do this.
Exactly.
Hey, and that's it right there. It's a thrill of it. Like they may have had in their mind that, oh man, I blew that sub. I'm not going to be able to get one. something happens, they get a extra dollar in their pocket, they buy the recones, this is awesome, they recone it, and then 2 days later they go to a show.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, but let me be the plug out there. How much are one of them new U.S. Amp Merlin 10Ks?
A lot.
They're a pretty good amount of money. So
Yeah.
if someone saves up their money, gets excited, puts it in, doesn't know the whole procedure on like, hey, it takes a shitload of amperage, puts it in, goes to a show, and then gets so fucking disappointed or some bullshit happens
Yep.
because they don't have it. Now they're pissed at people because they spent all this money, but then again, they didn't do everything to make sure it happened. Now I'm just using one example, but it's like changing shit out last minute can have negative consequences if you don't know.
Let's hit a hard one here. You upgraded from a set of just because I know the names off the top of my head, a set of Sundown SAs. You pull 215s out of your enclosure and you put two Sundown Zs in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking those subs are gonna let a little smoky out because that enclosure you didn't change the enclosure. You didn't build for the upgrade of the subwoofers. You just pulled the old ones out and put the new ones in. Or a better one, you pulled out the subs out of your prefab box and put a set of Merlin US Amps Merlins in there. US Amp Merlins take a crap load of space, and you're going to put those into a Best Buy prefab off-the-shelf box?
They don't have Best Buy. I don't think they do. Do they still do car stereo? It's not you. It's just I don't
No, I don't know.
I haven't walked in a Best Buy in a long time.
No, and the messed up is I was in a Best Buy today.
Bro, you didn't go to the car audio section?
No. Okay, so here's the deal with that. Sarah, I was talking about before. We went out today and bought Sarah a set of earphones because she's had the buds, and then she's had the ones that sit before the ear and they go over it, and they got a bar that connects the two of them, And she wanted a set of DJ style big muffed ones.
Yeah, overhead.
So yeah, so they're awesome. If that's the thing you want, that's great. I loved mine when I had. Matter of fact, she and I had a long talk about that because I've always been audio.
I love them.
My first set was a set that was so old that it had that 70s nicotine colored, like yellowish brown to the plastic kind of thing with the brown muffs on them. Like that's what they're made. That was the color, And I had those on. There's my mom and dad's, and I thought that was the best thing. That was a freaking awesome. And then I got a set of a Koss. A high-end set of Koss headphones. But the other ones were garbage. So, Sarah and I had some time today to talk about you just don't go there and spend $20, get yourself a set of $20 headphones because they'll sound like $20 headphones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I spent some money on mine. I got reference series Sonys.
Nice.
When I wore on the airplane and stuff, I bring them everywhere I go. So.
Yep. And that's I could pretty much bet the farm that you didn't just go online one day, hey, I like these, and buy those.
No. That's the same thing with my stereo. It takes about a year for me to buy anything. So.
But I can also bet the farm that those headphones cost you a little bit more than $20.
Yeah, like over 10 times that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was also the fine line today because Sarah, the first thing she did is picked up a set of oh, hold on, rebooting. What the hell? Not Bose, Beats.
Yeah.
A set of Beats. Mm-hmm. And she picks us up, she puts them on, and I'm telling her, I'm like, you can put these on, press the button, you can listen to them. That's why I wanted to come here versus just going on to Amazon. And she does, puts those on, she goes, I like these. I'm like, yeah, they're like close to $400.
Yep, $350, I guarantee them. Yep.
You don't like them that much. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
But we did end up getting her a good set of J-Labs.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is what I use for when I mow the lawn. I got my earbuds that are around my muffs. And I've always liked that. I got good sound quality to them, and their battery life is astronomical. Yep. So being a 9-year-old kid, she's not going to remember to put it on charge every night.
Nope.
So I figured that'd be the best amount of damage control that we could get.
Yeah. Nope.
So
I have little Beats earbuds, and I have my big reference series Sony's. When I cut the grass, I put my Beats in. And that's it. Just because they're earbuds, and that's it.
yep, because I've got the zero turn. The zero turn is a wicked loud mower because you're literally sitting on top of the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got my J Labs in there that go in, they wrap around just like those. Yeah, I don't like just the buds because the buds always fall out. I got fat ears or something.
I can't. I have a set of kicker earbuds that just are in here, and then I went on Amazon and bought little hooks that loop around my ear because they won't stay in my ear. My ear canals are different. I have either really big, really small. I don't know what's wrong with my ear canals, but the ear canals just don't like earbuds.
Yeah, and with mine, I can't get them to stay in or they're too tight. So it sounds like the same thing. So I've got those, and those are perfect because I'll put those on, and I've got earmuffs for when I shoot my guns.
Oh, right.
So I'll put those on, and I can hear it perfect over the mower. I can still hear the mower, so if I run over, I don't know, an animal or something, I can hear it scream. But
not what you could do at that point.
yeah, at that point. But yeah, no, but if something starts happening with the mower or starting to whatever, who knows? So I can still hear the humming of the mower, but I can hear my music just perfectly fine. So, but she was adamant on having the DJ style headphones. I'm like, okay,
I get it.
yeah. And I was thinking, this is all reminiscent crap too, because I was probably about her age when I started getting deep into music, and
She's 10, 11 now? 10? 9. No, she's not. Is she 9 still?
Yeah, she's still 9. It's almost been a year. I heard every year it changes. So
sometimes it doesn't. In women, they stop. They just stop.
Wow, you're 29.99999.
Correct. Then we age much faster.
Yeah. But I think I look a hell of a lot better now than I did 10 years ago. So.
You. Yeah, I should. Pretty good.
When are you gonna grow a beard?
Never. I did it once for a Pirate Out costume, and I absolutely hated it.
Really?
Yeah, 2 years ago we grew it out, and it was like, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2. Nothing crazy, but it was enough where I don't have it. It doesn't connect like right here, or it didn't used to. It probably works a little bit better now, but it looks weird. It's not nice. I don't like it. My wife doesn't like it. It's annoying. It's a maintenance.
Well, I've said before, but I've threatened with Melissa I'll be like, I'll just shave it all off. I don't care. I've always had facial hair ever since when I was in middle school. I had a little porn star mustache. Yeah, and Melissa dogs on me at every chance she gets on it. But it's like this couple straggly hairs. Like, oh, I'm cool. And then the minute I could start growing facial hair, I started to grow like a goatee. Well, the problem was that like a good chunk over here never grew hair, so it looked like a go-see because it would go up like this and connect over and go just like that.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But I joke about it because I'm like, yeah, that's back when I had head hair too. So I tell Melissa, I'm like, I'm just gonna shave it all off. I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna shave it off. And she's like, no. She's like, you shave it off. She's like, you would look like you should be in a beat up van hanging out by the school.
Yeah,
she's like, yeah, it just wouldn't, the bald head and the fully clean face and everything. And I do have a bit of a baby face to it with all the stuff on here. So
that's the reason why I just keep my baby face. So.
Yeah, you don't want to cover yours. That's what you're going for. How often do you get carded when you go to a bar?
I don't go to bars, but I'll tell you in October when we go on our cruise.
Really?
I normally don't. I have a lot more gray hair than the video shows. I can't see it very much, but the gray hairs show something. And when my son walks next to me and he's taller than me, people don't really question how old you are when a child is bigger than you. They're like, obviously he's of age. Somebody had kids young. Yes.
That's awesome. That's all. Well, the good thing about the cruise is that when you go boop to pay for whatever you pay for, it automatically tells them if you're it stops them and says, "Hey, wait now, hold on. Little Timmy here is buying his 5th beer. Something isn't right."
I don't know. Roy still has a baby face. You know, he's 6 foot tall, but he's 130 pounds, so he looks like a child still. You know, I don't know. I watched some comedian or somebody said it earlier, and it was like, kids aren't built like they used to be. They got no meat on their bones. Like, I don't know. My son will out-eat everyone I've ever met in my life, but he's 6 foot tall and 130 pounds. He's skin and bones, and I'm like, man, I was that same way where I was unable to gain weight, and now just bam.
Yep.
Think about a cheeseburger, I gained weight. So
That's my brother was the same way. He used to always heckle me because I've always been a fat little kid, and he was always out there. He had, we had the half pipe skateboard in the backyard, and always active, and always out there doing his thing, and could never get above I think like a 145, 150, something like that. And then all of a sudden, he grew up. He got a desk job. Bow, 300 pounds. I'm like, yes, there is a God. Thank you. And of course, at that point on, I called him fat ass because that's what I had to do. It was in the contract. I felt like I had to. But he since then is aware of himself, and he's lost a significant amount of weight throughout the years and all this stuff. So, but yeah, it just all of a sudden your metabolism's like, nah, we're good.
Yeah. I get it.
But yeah, so that's the one thing with Shorty that Melissa and I both try to keep a sharp eye on is because she's a kid. You start down in front of a pizza, she'll eat until you tell her to quit eating. It's a kid, We don't want her to be 12 years old and 487 pounds because she likes macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets so damn much.
Or they have good chicken nuggets and mac and cheese on cruises.
And I was going to say there's rules that she's now, I'll admit, and Melissa will back me on this, that she does have a lot better self-control now, and she truly will. She'll, like, we go to, I don't know, crappy pizza joint at CC's, and go to...
That's not crappy. I mean, the pizza's crappy, but the experience is great.
Yeah, it's like Chuck E. Cheese. The pizza sucks, but you get to see a guy dressed up in a mouse suit.
You could go to jail, too. I've seen those videos.
But she now will go up there and get like 2 slices of pizza and a little bit of salad, and she'll eat that, and then she'll go up there and get like a little cinnamon piece, and she'll eat that. And that's without Melissa and I hounding on her or without anything. So that's good when they become self-aware,
My son has no self-awareness. He just eats and eats and eats. But he has his dad's metabolism, so he's fine. He is good. He can't gain weight fast enough.
Yeah. So that's always a good thing. My dad was... See, I can't rate against my dad, though, because he was square. He was about 6'1", so I always towered over him. But he was a truck driver. And he had the board flat shoulders and the muscles that came down off of it. And when he retired and became the leader of the reclining chair, all it did is muscle left. That was it. He didn't get, he'd balloon up like a lot of people do or anything. So, but I can't really go off that. My grandfather was like 5'9", maybe 5'10" if he stood up straight. Mm-hmm. But he was Irish and Portuguese, and that man fit the part. He was squared out and had no neck and just a beefy son of a gun until his death day of 90 some odd years old.
He made it pretty good, though. 90 something's pretty good.
Yeah, 90 some odd years old, and he drank like a fish. So the joke in the family is at a certain point he was ingesting embalming fluid at that point. His body was preserving itself. So
that's hilarious. He's like, oh, he drank too much.
Nope, the alcohol is killing off all the bad stuff that could have been in his body.
Full circle, procrastinate.
Oh, yeah.
He's late to his own funeral.
The joke is that, upstairs, St. Peter's like, man, I don't even want to take as long as you want to down there, buddy. We don't want you up here. So.
Last minute.
God dang it. He's 97 years old. We might as well get him up here. Come on.
My grandma's 92 or something right now. maybe 80, 82, maybe 82, not 92. She's getting close.
Yeah. The good thing is longevity runs in my family.
Okay.
Yeah. The people that died young for unrelated, like not medical things that are going to follow. Uh, my father died because he was a truck driver and ate nothing but fast food for 3 meals a day and smoked 3 packs a day.
Yeah, that could do something. For
There's
sure.
nothing hereditary about that. I'm not going to die of lung cancer, because my father had it.
I mean, people have secondhand smoke, but
He was amazing on that one. My mom was anti smoking. Period. Nobody. You don't even if you no. So my father, when he was smoking on the road, he would quit smoking a couple states up and get it out of his system. By the time he came home, he'd go the entire time he was here for a couple of weeks or a month and not touch a single cigarette, and then get back in the rig and stop by the Quickie Mart, pick up a pack of cigarettes on the way out.
Okay.
Jeez, man.
Give
But
it
he
up.
explained it. Well, he explained like when you're driving, you need to be doing something. So
Oh yeah.
he'd always have like a lit cigarette in his hand.
Mm-hmm. To stay awake for sure. I completely
Yeah,
understand. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And back when he started driving in 1970, 79 would be when he starts, either 78, 79, somewhere around that time period. So the DOT wasn't as strong on checking your books and running on computers. And they always said you kept 3 books. You kept one for yourself, one for your dispatcher, and one for DOT. So you get pulled over, everything looks perfectly fine in the DOT book. So, yeah, drive for a couple of days straight, sucking down a cigarette after a cigarette. I'm caught up with him over time. but, but, hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris is saying down there that you're missing out on. It's going to be every year for him. Went for the first time this year. Yep, freaking awesome, man. It's a totally different show. So, yeah, and then Dempsey drove 1,800 miles. I'm like, jeez Louise, man. That's freaking nuts. Let's see here. Best Buy does. Yeah, proper planning. Okay, so now hold on that one, Chris. Yes, Best Buy does. See, that's the thing though, is that some of them I don't think do anymore. Like the one that's in Wesley Chapel is in a strip mall, and there I don't see anywhere where vehicles could pull into the bays or anything on the back of it. I think it's like a micro Best Buy or whatever they call them, the satellite Best Buy,
Oh,
where they
okay.
don't. Yeah, they don't have as much stuff there. They got the basic stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
You can still buy a cheap ass TV and go buy a computer in the same place, but I don't see their stock being as prevalent as a standalone like in Tampa or something.
Our Best Buy has bays. I just don't know if they use them or not. Like I said,
Oh, okay.
I just haven't been to Best Buy. I don't know if they have like a section still dedicated to it or not. Or say you buy shit from BestBuy.com. They got Geek Squad now, so they just come out to your house and install your dash camera now. Like, what do they do?
Yeah, the one I can remember going to in Tampa when I lived there, they did have the prefab boxes they sold. They didn't build anything there from what I can remember. I don't remember them being anything aside from just box installers, like
No, they did.
not box, but out of the box installers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all they ever did. Circuit City and Best Buy, there was never a custom section of it. They're not even allowed to technically. Like there never was a table saw there. My buddy Scott worked for Circuit City for like 15 years. He was a regional manager up in Circuit City for the car audio stuff, and he's like, man, the most we can get is like some ABS plastic. So they didn't build. Where that's all I
Yeah.
did. A1 when I started doing audio, it was, hey man, let's build boxes. Let's build this. So, I mean, that's what I went to school for, so I had an idea of it, but I worked at a custom shop right from the rip. I've never worked at a chain store. I never worked at anything like that. So I've only worked for good companies. I can't talk shit about either company I've ever worked for. I like both of them, so.
Well, that's good. That's always good to work for good companies you don't mind talking about. It's too many people I've seen in the audio industry when they leave one facility, trash talk, trash talk, trash talk, trash talk. Like as they're walking out the door, it almost seems. That's wickedly unprofessional, for one. And for two, you never ask somebody that left a job about the job you're applying for, because they're going to tell you nothing but bad stuff, because obviously they didn't like it because they left.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's my opinion anyhow.
I don't know. Like I said, I take it as a learning experience, whether I did. I worked for my first one for 10 years, and now I'm 5 years. So either way, I learned a lot from both shops. So I can't be bad. Whether I left on good terms or bad terms, that's an opinion, I guess you could say, on either one of us. So it is what it is. But
Yeah. No, and that's what it comes down to right there is people like you and I that have the mindset of that. I've worked jobs. I've got a resume as thick as a damn phone book. But in my field, that's not uncommon because a lot of companies do 90-day projects or 6-month projects or something of that nature. They'll hire in 100 people and then fire 98 of them when the project's done with. But you see a lot of the same faces because there's only but so many in the industry in the area, in the Tampa Bay area. And, oh, hey, dude, I used to work with you over at Goodrich, man. What happened with that place? That was a freaking awesome place. Oh, that guy did this and that guy did that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, well, what about when you're working over at Jabil? Jabil, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all right. I'm seeing the common denominator in this one here.
yeah.
They complain because they wouldn't let me take my lunch break longer or something stupid, But, well, hell, my friend, it is almost 10:30. What else we got going on besides just sitting here rambling on?
Not much. Getting sleepy, so it's about that time. I know you, like you said, you got the show next week. If any competitors are looking for events, please reach out. I'll talk with Billy. There's not many people that are actually registered for Base Horse in Florida. So like I said, there's only a handful, 5, 10 max, So if we are trying to do it, I can reach out and see what Billy can do. If you are missing at least like one show, I mean, I'll be at the one in August. So if we have to do double points in August or something like that, but if you're missing that one show, I can see if we can get the show this weekend to count for something, But that's only for competitors that are already registered. I'm not going to just charge somebody to not be in an event type deal. So, maybe I can use your scores or something. Be like, hey, he scored this score in a class, but at least it gets some event. It gets Billy going. And it gets the balls rolling for, a lack of better terms, not rough. I don't even think this year was a rough year. I mean, we had pretty much everything planned out. We had plenty of shows and stuff. It's just kind of like people waited for the last minute to sign up. So
yeah, this is the year of building, is what this was.
Yeah, and like
gaining
I said,
traction.
I had great shows. Every show was great so far.
Yeah, I think you and I spoke of this last time, and that every show was bigger than the show before. You had a better head count.
Yep.
Your second show is better than your first. Your third is better than your second. You've been progressing in a positive fashion. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It may get to a point where you take some of my guys away. I'm not going to be happy about that, but you know what? I'll just shut you down.
I'm not taking anybody from you.
No, I know. We joke about that, and I hope you do. Honestly, I love competition. The only thing I love better than first place is second place, because second place means I need to do something.
Good. Get used to it, because you're going to come in second place sometimes.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt so bad.
That's Disney trivia for you.
Speaking of, you two need to be studying like crazy, because on the ship.
My wife, because I can't remember what I ate yesterday, so that's just not happening for me. I'm going to go to the bar and hang out and maybe have a drink or two because I'm an adult, and then you guys are going to just shouting out answers like, it was Buzz Lightyear. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. Hey, it's going to be a great time no matter what. So I keep sending all those stupid little clips, little video stuffs, and everything like that.
I'm addicted to them now. That's all I see on my feed now. It's just
you are good.
Yes.
Good. because I see some good ones, and I'm like, I don't want to bug them. I don't want to pester them. I don't want to. So
It's fine. You just keep sending them my way. Like I said, I'm not good with social media, but you just keep sending them my way. If I see something, I'll send it your way.
well, that's why we've got you and Chelsea in the chat.
Got it.
So 'cause I know one of you will catch something, and yeah,
Yep.
and Melissa the same. Melissa sends stuff that I don't see or whatever. So, but it's going to be an awesome time. It really is.
All right.
All right. Well, on that note, trying to think. Yeah, the show coming up is well now for Carolinas. We've got Walt Johnson that's going to be doing Audio Invasion 2026 on the 11th as well. So the same day that I am running the Clean Cars and Loud Bars Car Audio show, we're going to have Walt run another show in North Carolina. So again, if you don't have enough points up in that area or what have you, hit them up. Get up there. Run the show. You can run doubles if you need to, gain the points. The Clean Cars and Loud Bars, we have lined up, to recap here, and this is not me, this is the host that is auctioning it off, or raffling it off. It is a sky-high 12-inch subwoofer in an enclosure, and then a US Amps impact amplifier to push it all. And I believe they have an install kit coming with it too. I'm not 100% sure. We'll get up on that later on. I'll release all the information. So I guess on that, I am going to end it now. You want to go ahead and give your bill before I do mine?
All right. Again, Russell from Base Wars, Florida. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, or if you have a number cool enough for that, hit me up, ask any questions. I won't be at the show next week, but I'll see everybody in August at Hayden's show at the Drive-In Movie Theater. It's going to be sick.
It'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm Jason, a.k.a. Guy with the Meat of the Grand Poupon and Second Monkey, in charge of this funny little place called ACCL. Hit us up online, Facebook, ACCL, American Cardio Competition League. There's two separate pages. The ACCL one is the one that I keep all the information on, all the files on. If you want to check up on the leaderboard, that is up to date. So the leaderboard is a file on there, so you can see where you're at with your points and such as that. If you need points, if you still have enough points, where your scores are, how your class is doing, etc., so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. The show coming up this weekend is a 2X show. Hayden's show, which is in August. As of right now, unless I get some phone calls, it's going to be our last show of the season. So if that's the case, I might change my mind, and I might end up possibly turning it to a 3X show. I don't know. What to see. So the only way to find out is to come to it and go from there and get your points. So let's see. Dalton Woodfield, Jason, I may have non-blood relative ordering 2 Impact 1000s. That's awesome, man. Thank you for spreading the word on that. So, okay. Well, on that note, I guess we'll end it. It is 10:31 right now. I think it's been a good, profitable show. What do you say, sir?
It's good. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you guys next week. Oh,
right.
Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
You'll be here.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Much love, everybody. Be safe.